Hi, I'm Greg Lee. I'll be walking you through Rank Math SEO setup. You can reach me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and my website, blendseo.com. In this video, I'll walk you through an SEO checklist, site title considerations, the setup wizard, and some additional settings in Rank Math. To start things out, the SEO checklist. Before starting, I've got some preparation items for you. Request owner access to the nonprofit's Google Analytics and Search Console. Change your site title to the nonprofit's name. Then the Rank Math items. And finally, some SEO analysis, also using Rank Math. So first, some things to consider on the site title. This is the name of the nonprofit. It also shows up in search results because it gets appended to the end of every title tag. So you want to keep it short if possible, if there's a short version, because on pages with longer titles, like blog posts, you'll have the name of the nonprofit at the end and it can get truncated. So if it's shorter, you have more room for a longer title. All right, let's jump into the Rank Math Setup Wizard. You can find all information about Rank Math and how to set it up online on the rankmath.com website. There's a ton of great information. This is a link. So when you start up with Rank Math, first thing it'll ask you is to connect a Rank Math account. This is very easy, especially if you already have access to your nonprofit's Google Analytics, etc. If you're logged into their Google account, you can just go in through Google to connect Rank Math. Next, you want to start the setup wizard. And if it doesn't start on its own, you can go into the dashboard, plugins, and there's a link for the setup wizard to start it up. First thing it's going to ask you when you get into the wizard is if you should choose the easy or advanced mode. So, should you choose easy? Yes! Yeah, choose easy. Hit the easy button. Even 1990s Star Trek Jean-Luc Picard knows. Push the easy button, Mr. Worf. And that will take you right into the first step. Offer to import settings from other SEO plugins. You can most likely skip this since you'll be creating a fresh new website. Next, you want to give some info on your site. It's going to start off as personal blog being the default. You want to change that to small business site. That's going to give the schema code that helps Google find your nonprofit. You can put the business type, just leave it as organization, but if there's something more specific that better describes your nonprofit, go ahead and choose it. Next, the company name. That's where you're going to want to put your nonprofit name, and that should match the way it shows up everywhere online. You want consistency here. So if you have a Google My Business, and you have Yelp, and you have other places where it is listed, they should all be the same. And then again here, we've got the logo for Google. We want to insert that, upload it to the WordPress Media Manager, and same for a default social share image. And so there's recommendations on the size for those. Next, it will take us to connecting analytics and Search Console. So if you already connected to Rank Math account with your Google account, this makes it super easy. When you go to hit the connect button, you'll have a pop-up that asks you which account to use, etc. and log in. And that's it for the easy setup wizard. Now let's jump into some more advanced settings. So once we're all set up, you can go into Rank Math and you'll see some subheadings here. And we're going to want to jump into titles and meta. And there are 3 sections here that we really want to look at: local SEO, social meta, and authors. Under local SEO, just fill in the information for your organization: address, opening hours, phone number, a link to the about page, and the contact page. Everything else here is extra. Those are the essential areas. Under social meta, you can fill in Facebook and Twitter information, where the pages are, the URL for those pages. And then under authors, you actually want to go in and disable the authors, unless your nonprofit will have multiple authors publishing consistently on an ongoing basis under their own names on the website. But for most cases, that's not how the nonprofits operate. And next, advanced settings. So sorry, Jean-Luc Picard, we're not using the easy button now. We're going back so you can bounce away. And we're going to go back into the setup wizard for these breadcrumbs, 404, and redirects. Setup wizard, choose advanced, number 2 here, and then click ready. And then you can click the setup advanced option. So that just takes you into where you can set the advanced options, and you can enable under 404 redirection, enable the 404 and the redirects, and then click save and continue. So that will open up some additional things here on the left. We now have 404 monitor, redirections. And it also gives us, under general settings, breadcrumbs. If you're using breadcrumbs in a different way that you've set up in your template or your theme, then you don't need to use these, but you can use these to control your breadcrumbs, and they give you some kind of cool controls as well. There's 2 ways to do it, so enable them, and then you can use this code in your theme, or you can use the shorter code, the short code, and paste it right in the editor for each page or post. Most likely you would want to put the code in the theme so it all shows up the same on every page. And then you can kind of set some controls for how it appears. Redirects. Now this is very important if you're designing a website for a nonprofit that had an existing website already, because those old pages that exist, you will want to redirect to their new counterparts. So if it was nameofnonprofit.com/pages/contact, you'll want to redirect that to whatever the new page is. So Rank Math has a kind of interesting debug mode that you can use to test your redirects. Admin user that's logged into WordPress will get this interstitial that shows you before the redirect happens. When you try to hit an old page, it'll show you where it's going to go. So that's kind of neat. You can turn it on to use it and then turn it back off when you're done debugging. Where you go to put in new redirects is under redirections. There's a button at the top that says add new, and then it'll open up this window here, and you can just start entering in information one by one for the pages, and then they'll show up down here so you can see all of the redirects that are in place. Lastly, let's dig into Rank Math's analysis features. So under Rank Math, there's this SEO analysis, and when you start up, there'll be a button that says Start site-wide analysis. And it will run through and it'll look something like this. And some of these elements are site-wide. Some of them are just specific to the home page, like the title, description, headings, H1, H2. And so something you need to realize is that there will be certain ones that will fail when you're building your site until you actually publish it live. So canonical tag, no index meta, and www canonicalization will fail until it gets pushed live. Then you can go and test it again and make sure that those are correct, which if you've pushed live correctly, that should work by itself. And the last thing here is using Rank Math right on each poster page. So that analysis gives you an overall site and home page, but if you want to use SEO on each page itself, this is great to help optimize the content for the page. So the content creator or writer might go in and use this. So the areas that you'll want to look at are general, social, and advanced. So these are these little tabs up here. There's not much you can really do with the schema. So under general, we've got our preview of the SERP, search engine results page snippet. There's controls to edit the snippet so you can change the title and description. And then it gives you kind of this readout of how you've done in terms of optimizing the page. So you'll have to actually tell it what keyword you want to optimize for, and it'll tell you how you've done optimizing. Social just sets up the sharing snippet. You can see what it will look like when you go to share on Facebook, Twitter, etc. And you can customize that. So if you want to change the message that's posted when you just share a page. And lastly, the advanced. Most pages you won't have to use the advanced. This is really just for certain pages that you either want to redirect or you want to keep them out of search results. So you might use that, for example, on a form completion page, like the thank you page. You don't want people to land on that page from search because you're most likely only want to see it when someone completes a form, in which case those often will trigger a goal in Google Analytics to say, yeah, someone filled out the form, and count that. So if someone was to land directly on it, that would mess up your measurement. So you would probably exclude that from search results using robots meta. And again, you have options there to redirect a page. If you have an existing page you want to redirect, you can set it up there as well. So a little flexibility. That concludes your Rank Math SEO setup. Again, I'm Greg Lee. You can reach me on Twitter, LinkedIn, or my website, blendseo.com. Thank you.